Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. To all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. And you are new here, we are happy you find us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please no derogatory comments. Thank you all for watching. Till I will see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
I'm about to say is a true life story. Probably the brother is watching me now. If he doesn't watch, I will send the video to him because I promise him. I don't want him to feel because I'm a woman. I want to be on the side of a woman. My brother, proudly Igbo. Igbo Gbenu. Whoa! You're welcome, Jerry. So, this guy is a man, and I don't want him to feel because I am a woman, I may not be able, I won't want to put the story outside. Maybe I'll be on the side of a woman. But like I told him, I said, no, I'm not like that. I balance whatever I do. And I'm not on the side of a woman when they do bad. I won't be on the side of a man when they do bad. I say it as I see it. So he told me his story and he said, Aunty, please put it out there. I want people to learn from this. I won't say people might not learn from it, but I want to say, I want us to get a lesson. So that when we are treating people, we treat them right. When we are dealing with people, we deal with them empathetically. When we are dealing with people, even if we don't marry each other or marriage scatter, we should know that we have children. And what goes round, sometimes what goes round sometimes comes around again. Wọ́n ní tí èèyàn bá na ìka kan sí ọmọlàkejì ẹ̀, mẹ́sàn-án tó kù ó lè jẹ́ tiẹ̀. For those who don't understand Yoruba, when you are pointing one finger at somebody, they say the remaining, I'm pointing a finger now to somebody. You can see the other four fingers are coming back to me. Some life situation is like a pendulum. It can go this way and it can come back to you. It all depends on what you throw. So this story, it's about that. So please kindly help me to share, especially for our people who are doing japa. I want to let me take somebody that I discuss with, who has idea of this kind of a thing, and who said there is a case like that. Hold on. Let me just tell her this is where she will reach me. When I'm ready. So, there is this our brother who lives in UK, presently in UK now. He relocated to UK a few years ago, not so long, 3 years ago, precisely. Back home, he was married with 2 kids. Doing very well, good salary. He told me how much he was earning. He sent proof and everything. And suddenly the wife came home one day and said, baby, let's travel out. Let's relocate to UK because of these children. And the husband said, how do we do it? She said she will process everything and will let her know how much it will cost them. So he was just putting money down for them to go ahead and process whatever they need to do. He said at a point he put down like almost 20 million naira. He sold his property, one of his property. He has 2 properties. He said one of those property, it was because it's on mortgage. He would have sold it. But that's the only property he's left with now, back home in Nigeria. He said he did not sell that property. He said, but he sold his other property. Everything he could sell, he sold it, and they gathered the money. And it was anything the woman asked, he would give the money. Because he felt whatever she's doing is in the interest of the family. That, okay, it's for our children. That was exactly what she even told him. That this thing, we can't continue to stay here with the way things are in this country. Let's relocate with the children for the betterment of their future. And he said he was just giving the money and everything, the process completed. And they relocated. He said when they got to UK, they don't know anybody. He was paying rent. The lady, the wife, was the one that was the main holder of the visa. He is the dependent. So the wife was going to school. He, as the dependent, was doing little job, you know. And from that little job, and the money he brought from Nigeria, he was paying their rent for almost a year. And at a point, the money almost finished, and it was becoming difficult to pay the rent. So the wife suggested that she has a sister, that they should move into the sister's place, that she has spoken to the sister, that they should move into the sister's place. He said when they came, the sister never accommodated them, at least for them to balance. But when they had a problem, he now said they should come. So they went there. He said immediately they got there, right in his presence, the sister was telling him that, look, ìlú òyìnbó náà ń pè bí o, ìyàwó ẹ àti àwọn ọmọ náà ní ìlú òyìnbó. That he found out that was how she's been talking to her own husband, to always threatening the man. Pé ibi ìtẹ́wá yìí, ibi tóun bá fi yín sí ni kẹwàá o, which is okay. Pé then ìyàwó ẹ ó lè máa ń jà, tó bá ṣe nonsense, wọ́n máa dá ẹ padà sí Naija. He said the first day she would talk, the sister would say that. It was like, dá mi padà sí Naija. Kí ló ṣe òun? What did he do? What is my offense? He said he was just looking. And at that time, before he knows what was happening, before he could say Jack Robinson, the wife too started misbehaving. He said it was not like, this is not what I bargained for. What did I do? What have I done wrong? He said he asked the wife, is there anything he has done wrong? The wife said she's not interested in talking. You are not interested in talking. Did I offend you before? She said, please. And he said at this point, he was sleeping in the living room with the children and the wife. That where they are staying is a small apartment. So they were managing there. He will go to work, go and do the little he can do and come back. He said at a point, they now got another, he now tried to get another job that could pay him more, you know, but he has to go and do, of course, medical tests to do that work. He sent the papers too. He said that was the turning point of his life. The story was long, so I might miss out some things, but this is where the real story is. That was the turning point of his life. He said at that stage, life has become very tough. The wife has become a stranger. The sister is always talking him down, always insulting him, insulting the husband. That presently as he's talking, the husband of that woman has relocated back to Nigeria last year. He said before the man relocated, he was still there. That at this time, he has become a stranger to the wife. The wife has become a stranger to him. And the children were not happy, but there is little he could do. There is nowhere he could go. He is the dependent. He's not working much. He can't work much. And he was still, at that point, paying the daughter and the wife's school fees. You know, he was still the one sponsoring her to pay her school fees and everything. He said by then, by the time he was to get the last job, the last payment he was to make, which was £7,000, he said he could not afford it. So he now told the wife, he now wrote to the school that he will pay the money in 3 installments. That each of the money he makes every month is about almost 2,000. So he was practically leaving everything to pay for her school fees, at least for her to finish school so that they can have better life, because that was the arrangement. He said so he got to a point he could not even afford that anymore. So he said that was what prompted him to go and look for another job That probably is because he's not putting enough money down that is making the wife to behave funnily. Okay, let me try and see if I can get more job, another better job. So he went to apply and they said he has to go and do a test. It was when he went to do the test, they now found out. No, he said when he went to do the test, he was expecting them to call him. So one day he said he was in the house. Police now came that they have come to arrest him. I mean, they have come to invite him. He said, invite him for what? They said he has to come. That he applied to a company, and according to what they had, the information that got to them, they said he's trying to buy himself. He said, buy himself? He said, no, he has never at any point attempted to buy himself. They said that was what information they got, so he has to follow them. Follow you to where? He said, like play. The sister was saying, we'll go with them now. He said, go with them to where? There's nothing wrong with him. They said, go. He said at this point, even the wife too was saying, go. Go and do what? He said, of course, he can't argue much with them. So he followed them. It was at that point they took him. By then they have invited a social worker. They have invited a counselor and they sat him down. The next thing they were telling him is that he has kidney problem. 2 of his kidneys are packed up. He said, pack up. He said he doesn't have any symptom. There is nothing wrong with him. He said that was what the test said. So he said he now called the wife. This is what he said is wrong with me. He said the wife said, okay, what is the next thing? So they told him that as it is, because the information they have, he said that he doesn't know where they get the information from. He doesn't know who gave them the information. And you know, of course, Oyinbo, when they get some information, they will not tell you where the information is coming from. He said the information the Oyinbo said they got was that because of that problem, he wants to buy himself. So they said he's on a danger list, so he cannot go home again. Like play. They don't arrange place for him to stay. He said it was at that point he knew he was in deep trouble. They brought all the tests. He sent me all the papers. He even sent me his video where they were passing. He's going for dialysis. He sent it to me. He said in the process of where he's finding out, talking to people that are attending to him, there was now a Nigerian doctor among them. He said it was that Nigerian doctor that really took time to listen to him. And he told the Nigerian doctor everything that was going on. My question now was that, who called police to come and carry you at home? For what? He said he doesn't know. Why will police be involved in a medical issue? He said he doesn't know. But the thing police told him was that they said he wants to buy himself because of that condition. I said, okay, did anybody know when you were going to do the test? He said, yes, the wife knows. I said, well, even if your wife knows, your wife cannot have access to your results. Does your wife know you have that kind of problem? He said that is where he's actually going. He said when the Yoruba doctor was now talking to him, the Yoruba doctor now said 2 kidneys are not supposed to pack up at the same time. I said, exactly, that's one of my thoughts too, that how can 2 of your kidney, do you smoke? He said no. Do you drink? He said no. Then how come 2 of your kidneys are packing up at the same time and you don't have any symptom? He said the only thing he knows that he gets tired at times. But just feel is maybe because of their relocation and because of the way, things are turning out. He said that was what he thought was going on with him. He never thought it could be anything serious. That maybe, when you are in a situation and things are not working according to plan, it gets you weak physically and everything. At the end of the day, he said it was that Yoruba doctor that now told him that has he been having problem with the wife back home? He said no, that they have been in good terms until they travel. That was when they got here, she started acting funny. And She doesn't know. And the funny thing did not start until they got to the sister. That he doesn't know what she fed the sister with or what the sister told her. That maybe it was the sister that told her to start acting or doing some things for her to get benefit or what. He doesn't know. That it was when they got to the sister's place, when they had accommodation problem, that the problem actually started between them. That they didn't have problem back home. I now said that the doctor now told him that, are you sure you have been in good terms with this woman back home? He said, yes, we have been on good terms. He now said because they have cases like that, whereby probably they've been adding something to his food without him knowing. Now that place I can't shock. I asked for his age. He's 48. 48. He said at that stage, when the doctor said maybe they could have been adding something inside his food without his knowledge, he said at that point, he couldn't say what was going on with him. Like play, they placed him to start going for dialysis. He said he's been going for dialysis now for about a year. He sent the video where he went for dialysis. He said the thing that is now paining him, but he has resigned to fate, was that the children, they stop him from having access to the children. I said, why? I said, are you telling me your wife does not come, is not living with you? She said the wife refused to move in with her where they kept him. I said, for what reason? She said, the wife said she can't deal with a sick person. That is not what she came to UK to do. I said, the mother of your children. He said, yes. Are you sure you did not mistake to marry another person's wife when you got to UK? He said, no, the woman he brought into UK told you he can't stay with a sick person. He said the woman refused to come and stay with him where they gave him. Because they said where he's living, he cannot stay there. So they gave him accommodation. You know, when they asked why he has to live there and all that, he told them they need accommodation, they have an accommodation problem, blah, blah, blah. So they gave him that apartment so that he can be there, he can be well taken care of. He said they will have even probably sent him back home. But by the time they will check him, the passport has expired. So as it is, he has become government property in UK. As we are talking, as at now, I don't know what can happen tomorrow. But as we are talking now, it's government property. They are the one feeding him. They say he can't work again. They are the one feeding him. They didn't let him go to work anymore. They said, because he said each time he goes for that dialysis, a whole day, he can't even get up from the bed. He will be feeling so sick. He will be vomiting and, you know, all that. That he will be able to eat. That maybe later in the middle of the night, he can now wake up, find his way to find something to eat, and snack on and go back to bed. He said he's always very weak. So I now said, did you try to talk to her? He said he tried. He begged her that I need you at this time. The woman said, no, I have not come to America. I mean to London to come and take care of a sick person. Sickness. He said that was the exact word she used. He said at that stage, he now said, okay, if you don't want to see me anymore, my children, can you allow my children to be coming over every weekend? At least let them come and play with me and stay with me. After all, I'm not a bad father to them. The woman said, capital no. Capital no. I won't see my children. He said yes. My own children. He said yes. He said, I know this children's school. So, strange if UK police will not investigate if he was poisoned or not. How will they be able to know? Anyway, I don't know. Ó ti dẹrù ìjọba, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Banky. Ó ti dẹrù ìjọba. He now said you can't see the children. So he now said no problem. So he started going to the school children behind her to go and visit his children once in a while, anytime he goes out, I think there is a transportation they provided that he can go to see the children. So he said, okay, they can do it through blood test. So he said there was a day he now went to see the children. I think the children now told their mother that he came. The mother now told the school authority, which job will blood test be required? There are some jobs that blood test is required though. I don't know, but there are some jobs that blood test will be required. Àwọn iṣẹ́ kan wà tó máa require blood test. They want to know how strong you are. They want to know how strong you are. Bóyá from the blood work. Yeah. Àwọn iṣẹ́ kan wà níbí náà that you have to go for blood test, blood work before they can employ you. Especially when it involves physical activities. So they want to know how strong you are, if you are okay, everything about you is okay. Before you can, they want to know if you have any disease. They want to know if your system is working perfectly. They don't want you to collapse on them. So they want to check everything about you. There are some jobs like that. So he said the woman now gets to know that she was going to the school. The next thing was the woman now called the school never to allow him to come and see the children. If it's healthcare job, so he be momo ponche. So they want to know how strong, how fit you are. So he now said that was how he has not been able to see the children. He says that this year he has not set eyes on any one of these children, including their mother. That she stopped communicating with him. He stopped picking his call, and he doesn't have access to his children. And now said, as things are now, what is your plan? He now said he doesn't know. I said, your property in Nigeria, is it still there? He said, yes, it's still there. That luckily for him, what he did when he was going to UK, he did not resign at his place of work. What he did was to take absence of leave, like study leave. So his work is still there. They are still paying him. So he's using the salary to continue his mortgage back home on that property. He said that is the only thing he has to his life now. Nothing else. And you know what? This story now take me back. When he was telling me that story, now took me back to another guy. That guy, I talked to him and he calls me mommy. He's in UK too. He's a young guy who was abandoned too on this kind of... His own case is different. Not kidney issue. I wouldn't want to go into details of his case because he has not given me permission to do that. He has the same almost the same scenario. It was when he became sick. He was the one that sponsored the wife. They don't have children yet to go to get to UK, and they got there. He became sick and he was abandoned by the lady. He's managing his life. He's a very young boy. I think he's in his 30s. Bilo is there. Why did I agree to say this story? I will tell you. This particular one I'm talking of is there in UK, young boy. He can't walk, because of his situation. But he's being taken care of by the government, which is very good. Unlike, God forbid, can you find that in Nigeria, the situation. And I think because it is abroad, people who do something like that feel nobody is seeing them. The families are not there. The friends are not there. So nobody to checkmate them. Nobody will talk. So they just carry on like everything is okay. So this particular young guy is just in his 30s. He's having almost the same issue, but no kidney problem. His own case is a very different case, a scenario entirely. Bro. And this guy, became sick too when he got to UK. He didn't have the issue when he was in Nigeria. It was when he got to UK that the issue started, and, his own case, unfortunately, does not have cure. He has to just live by that situation. And the wife left because of that. If you see this guy, very handsome. Oh my God. This guy is very, If he doesn't tell you something is wrong with him, you can't even know. Very, very handsome. And even what is going on with him is not something that a woman cannot manage as far as I'm concerned. You know, if you love him, it's not something a woman cannot manage. But it seems some women would think love is all about probably a man being physical and all that. Probably if you have not married him when he was in that situation, before, if you are not yet married, if you are not, while he's in that situation, if he comes to you, if you say no, it's understandable. But you are together already, Okwe was sick, and you think the best thing is to walk away at that time. You know why I'm doing this show? Tẹni tó dé la rí, tẹni tó ń bọ̀, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀. Why would you... I always say something to people, generally, both man and woman. Somebody you cannot face and stop if you feel they are hurting you, and you can't stop them or walk away from them when they are still fit and strong. You now think it is at their vulnerability, at their weakest, at their weak time, you want to pay them back. Where is your make of humanity? For you to have stayed, and you think the next thing you want to do is to pack your bags and leave them at that state. How do you do it? In that situation. Show up. You think it has that state. Please don't make it a tribal thing. It can be an Igbo woman. It can be a Yoruba woman. It can be any tribe. It can even be Oyinbo. It's about individual. It's about the arts everybody has differently. I'm a Yoruba woman now. I can as well not bring this kind of story outside. To say, some other woman will be saying, yeah, that is what most women will say. But to me, you don't daju somebody when they can't lift a finger. No. You can't daju somebody when they are their weak points, at their lowest. No. Face them when they are strong and walk away. Face them when they are strong. That is where you show whether you are strong or not. But when you deal with people at their weakest, it shows you are a weak person too. If you cannot face somebody when they are strong, you don't go treating people at their vulnerable moments and think that is the best time to pay them back for whatever they have done for you. Okay, this lady, if the story does not have any other K-leg, according to this guy, he swore by everything. He said, Aunty, I sponsored everything. And we know that could be true. As per sponsoring. To make it worse, this lady, I always say something. If a woman has money, you have money as a man, you have to do something. Both of you should put money down. This guy was telling me that this lady too is working. But he was the only one that spent the money for the transfer, for the relocation. Why should it be so? She was saving her own money. Why should it be so? And you make a dilemma as a couple. One person will be hiding money, and she has the money, and you will say, you will say because you are a man. You are a man. Where is it? You are following what the Bible says. If it is that, look at what Oyinbo is doing. Oyinbo will not say I'm the man. Both of them put bills together. The Oyinbo that wrote that Bible to us and gave it to us, here, Oyinbo will put money down. The husband will put, the wife will put. They pull up resources together. They want to travel, they buy tickets together. They want to do this, they do it together. Financially. It's only in our own culture that we will say, I am the husband, and you carry all the load on your head. I was asking the guy, I said, why did you put all the money down? Is your wife not working? Imagine if he doesn't have that house that is still there in Abuja, where he has the house. Abi, is it Abuja or Lekki? One of the places. If he doesn't have that house now, what if it is another issue that he has and they deport him back home? We have seen cases whereby women will make Onyibo to divorce their wife back or their husband back home. After the man will have spent all his money to relocate them. They will find trouble. Abi, when wahala start, the next thing is that they don't want that man to stay around again. They don't care it was that man that brought them. You have a liberty to walk away. You have that freedom. It's not working. Carry your bag. Go and start your life afresh. After all, they no born you born the man together. Why does it have to be to the extent you have to see until that man is now at his vulnerable and you think, oh yes, you will pay him back at that time? What baffles me is that you see women who has children doing that. You have your own children. Oh, tí mo bi tó mo e ma land sí, bóyá ro mo ele so ma ti wá. Walk away from any man that wants to pay your life instead of waiting to pay him. Carry your bag. Carry your bag and run for your life. Why wait till when that man? This, to me, oh, that is the wickedness of the highest order. Where is your empathy? It could have been you. Anybody can fall sick. This sickness does not have gender. This sickness of a thing does not have identity. It can fall on anyone in a different way. His own is kidney problem today. The wife, she doesn't know what can befall her tomorrow. Lásìkò tí God bless you for reminding me. Somebody said, good afternoon, ma. What about his family back home? Can't he get his wife's family involved? God bless you for reminding me this. I told you it's a long story. That it's possible I will meet some things. I asked the same question. He now said, Aunty, this is why a man must not fight his family because of a woman. I repeat, a man must not fight his family because of his woman. That was his own mistake. He said when they were to get married, it's a long story. Thank you for bringing me back to that. He said when they got married, when they were to marry, the woman said, as we are getting married though, we don't want any family interference. We don't want, his mother is late. He has his father and siblings. He's the firstborn. He said, the wife said, any help we want to render to family, let's render it from afar. We don't want any family interference. He said, now so himself allow the woman manipulate her. He can't dey dodge from family. He always dey busy for them. When they call, he go say he dey busy. He say gradually. He no say he don't dey withdraw. I'm very sure most likely when they were relocating, maybe he did not even tell them. Because specifically by himself, he said, this is why he will never advise stop insulting anyone for their opinion, please. I saw a comment. Ta ló ń búyàn lórí ibẹ̀ yẹn? Ẹ jẹ́ n block ẹni tó ń búyàn yìí. No, I'm not going to take this on my page. Mo ti suspend Aderonke for 15 minutes. I don't know why you are insulting people since. Mo ṣáà rí kinní kan. Ṣó fẹ́ kí Facebook gbé page mi, fídíò mi wálẹ̀ ni. I've suspended you. So if you come back in 15 minutes, mind your comments. So he said, everything the lady says. Àwọn méjèèjì ni mí rẹ́ni kejì. Èèyàn kan ni mo rí. Ìkejì dà. Èèyàn kan ni mo ṣáà rí comment ẹ̀ tó ń lọ. So mo ti suspend yẹn. Anyway, hold on. I'm going to call somebody that wants to give us a scenario of more of what is going on among our people in this jackpot thing. So as I was saying, he said, Talombo. Anyway, now so our brother follow sisterhood, neglect family. According to him, he said, I will never advise any man, and I quote him, to turn his back on his family because of a woman. I remember there was somebody that wrote a comment on my page yesterday. He said, the only woman you should never play with in your life, he said, your mother and your sister. He said, no matter what, they will always be there for you. I can't remember that our brother's story. You remember I'm a woman too. I'm a woman. And I am talking knowing that I have a man watching me too. But the truth has to be told. Honestly, I don't know the heart some people have. Whereby what you don't wish to happen to your own children, you will do it to another person.